Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Holiday Schlock, where it's a review of the movie Santa's Sleigh. This sound familiar? Santa Claus is a killer. The story goes is that Santa Claus was born of a virgin birth, but instead of being good like Jesus, he was supposed to be evil, sort of like Satan. And due to the fact that Santa lost a curling match against an angel, for 1,000 years, Santa Claus had to deliver presents and be good and all this other stuff. Well, it's been 1,000 years and Santa's going back to being a killer again. He first starts off his carnage with a dysfunctional family called the Masons. Kills them all with ease. Then he goes to a town called Hell's Township to do more damage. And there we meet our main hero, Nicholas. Who's living with his crazy grandfather, who tells him the story of the true story behind Santa Claus, what he was really all about. Well, Santa delivers his punishment of causing old ladies to go off the road in a car, causing a couple of kids to open up presents and blow up, spearing a guy through a deli glass window, and then killing him with the Jewish star. It just goes on like this. So Nicholas and his girlfriend Mac are trying to do everything they can to save the day. And they finally meet up with Santa at an ice rink. And they think they're in a whole lot of trouble, and they could be. But it turns out the grandfather of Nicholas, who was killed off earlier in the movie, reappears as an angel. And it turns out he was the angel who fought Santa in a curling match to make Santa become good for 1,000 years. Well, long story short, Santa cheats and winds up resorting back to his evil ways. But not before he tries to chase after Nicholas and Mac. And Santa tries to take off in his sleigh with his hell deer, which looks more like a really ugly looking frickin' bison or something. Mac's dad shoots down the sleigh, goes back down to Earth, crashing to the snow. But it turns out that the guy in the sleigh was not Santa; it was actually Pastor Timmons, who was kind of a crooked guy anyway. So they all think Pastor Timmons was the killer Santa Claus, and the last thing we see is Santa getting ready to get on a flight to the North Pole, and in a post-credit scene, Santa's looking over a list, looks into the camera and says, "What else but who's next?" The movie stars, of course, as you can see right there, Bill Goldberg as the evil Santa Claus, Robert Culp as the grandfather, he was from I Spy, Dave Thomas as Pastor Timmons, you might know him from SCTV and lots of other crazy funny movies, and playing the Masons, Santa's first victims in 1,000 years, James Caan, Rebecca Gayheart, Fran Drescher, and Chris Kattan. And honestly, I will say this much. The only few things I liked about this movie, seeing Chris Kattan getting killed off, seeing Santa kick a pole up into a light fixture to kill off a guy. Thought that was pretty funny. And probably the part where Nicholas shines a light in Santa's eyes and he says something about, he's not an effing vampire. So that was pretty funny. But the movie did suck. It did suck beyond belief. Horrible one-liners. You got kids cussing, old lady cussing. It's just a ridiculous movie, and Nicholas is about as bad as that. I think his name's Jesse Eisenberg, that dork from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. He's about as worthless as he is a hero in this movie than anything he's ever been in. But the movie was just god awful bad, and it just really shows that Bill Goldberg needs to pick better movies to do. again, it's just an all-around really, really, really bad movie. But 3 good parts to it, and those were the only 3 parts I could think of that I thought were any good in this movie. But yes, it's terribly, god-awfully bad. Yowza. But there you guys have it, a review of Santa's Sleigh. And don't forget, this Friday for Christmas, I'm going to be reviewing the Christmas Season Massacre, so I hope you guys will tune in for that. And if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. If you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, or fantasy horror movie that might have included a killer Santa Claus or a killer anybody around any holiday, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. And until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on.